God, Shalom Akim, you know, we're out here again. Sunny day today. Also near the marketplace. But yeah, let's get on with it, bro. Yeah, keep doing the works consistently, man.
Yes, brother.
You alright? Bro, you know you're a Hebrew Israelite.
I am an Israelite, yeah.
You know?
I know that too.
Have you heard of the names Yahweh and Yahweh Shai?
Huh?
Have you heard of the names of the Most High and the Messiah as well?
You show up.
You know Yahweh Shai?
Yahweh Shai.
It means He delivers.
Alright.
Obviously the name of the Most High is Yahweh as well.
Alright.
If you want to learn more, just search up Great Millstone, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. They weren't the same thing that I do too.
Alright.
You'll learn more in it. But it's good you know that you're Israelite though.
Yeah, man. We know that, man. We know that.
Just gotta keep learning in it.
That's right.
You know you're from the tribe of Benjamin as well.
That's right.
Good bro, good.
Bless it, my brother.
Me too, man.
Yes.
Just gotta keep learning in it.
That's all I'm doing, my brother.
That's it, that's
Bless
it.
it.
Me too,
We've
man.
been lied to.
Yeah?
We've been lied to.
Exactly, exactly.
Lied to.
So worship an Edomite, a white version of the Messiah. Exactly, that's the thing.
And we know that the Messiah comes from Ethiopia. Yeah?
No, it comes from...
Ethiopia is Africa, but Africa is Ethiopia. The whole of Africa is Ethiopia. Yeah?
That part, yeah, I need to research it, but I don't think it's true.
Research.
But obviously I still got my own thing to learn as well.
Right, my brother. Bless you, yeah?
Yeah, see you later, bro. Yeah, man, Jake knows some stuff, innit? Jake knows some stuff, but he lost me when he said he came from Ethiopia, because that part right there, I'm not really too sure, innit? I'm not too sure. But obviously I got a few videos to watch as well, you know? So that part I'm still learning. Yeah, anyway, let's get on with it. Cheers. Still good. Right, cool. So lucky, okay. Yeah, man, Jake be out here, no. Jake be out here. As always, to start off with, Kah Halal Imla, Allah Shajah Yahweh, Bahasham, Adon Zapon Yahweh Shai Mashiach, Bahashim Rahab Kodash, and double honors to the great Muslim apostles. Kah Halal Imla, meaning all praises to the Most High Yahweh. Yahweh being the ancient Hebrew name of the Most High, and of course Yahweh Shai being the ancient Hebrew name of the Messiah as well. And of course, week in, week out, come out here to house and buy to fulfill the purpose, man. To preach unto every man in the wisdom of which we have, and present every man perfect unto Yahweh Shai. And it says in Colossians 1 verse 28. And as we know, well not as we know, but rather the topic today is to remember that the thing is our way of thinking, our thought process is higher than theirs. And theirs meaning theirs of the 2/3. Theirs of the world. Our thinking is higher than theirs. So, of course, with that type of thought process, we have priorities in order to fulfill. So having priorities to fulfill, of course, we've got to make sure these duties are done day in, day out. And obviously those duties right now is to produce fruit. I myself, you know, I've been slacking lately. So of course, this advice pretty much goes to me. As you know, I've been having my thoughts, you know, I've been slothful. And of course, I've got to up my game. I've got to up my fulfillment of the service. So the point being is, to focus on the topic, is to remember that our thought process is higher than theirs. Those are the 2/3. 2/3 meaning 2/3 of Israel, and of course those who are thinking in the world, heathens as well. Of course, our thought process is higher than theirs. So let me get the first scripture, just to get down. As Paul said in Philippians 1, that really the things that we do or the things that happen are really to further the gospel. And as we know, the gospel means good news. That's the thing. And that good news is rather towards Israel and none else. And you know, the next word is the world to come, only solely for Israel as a reward. That's what we're doing. Now let me get it. I know Jake be out here knowing, man, as I said at the beginning. When you saw that Jake that was on the scooter, he was pretty much talking to me. You know, he knows about the name. Well, he got the names wrong. He thought, you know, he uses the Yahusha thing, that name. Obviously, Yahweh Shai's name is Yahweh Shai. And the thing is, obviously, there's a lot to learn. as myself too, I still got a lot to learn myself. You know, I'm just preaching what I understand from what I've studied in the scriptures and what I've studied from, you know, the apostles, the elders, and the elder brothers as well. So let me actually get it. Whether it's hot, cold, snowing, raining, still gotta push the word, man. You've gotta endure this thing. You gotta be as that rock, the movable rock. Whatever type of adversity comes, wait. It's a lot there. Whatever type of adversity comes, we're supposed to be able to handle it. And of course, us being in this state right now, you know, prior to the deepness of Jacob's trouble, but you know, when Jacob's trouble actually comes, or actually when we get deeper into it, that's the thing, our mindset should be already prepared for to handle those things. You know, as we have that foresight of the famine, pestilences as well. That's part of that adversity. And even now, preaching out in the houses and bars as well prepares us for it too. You know, at any moment, as we know, we're supposed to make our bodies a living sacrifice. Things at any moment, Esau Eden can roll up on us as well. But yeah, let me get the first one. Select this one. Let me actually get it. But yeah, man, each brother got to learn. I got to learn as well. In terms of the location of which, you know, because that J right there was saying he was born in Ethiopia, and that's why I was like, okay, cool. That part I got to learn, because I'm not too sure about that myself. So of course, and the scriptures say you got to make your ministry foolproof. So, yeah. Now let me get the scripture that I was getting. And this is pertaining to Paul, of which went to the brothers in Philippi, of course, when he was preaching to them. So, let me get it. I'll read from verse 9. This is 1 Philippians chapter 1, verse 9. It says, "And this I pray, that your love may abound yet more and more in knowledge and in all judgment." Verse 10, "That ye may approve things that are excellent, that ye may be sincere and without offense till the day of Yahushua HaMashiach, being filled with the fruits of righteousness, which are by Yahushua HaMashiach, unto the glory of the praise of the Most High. But I would ye should understand, brethren, that the things which happen unto me have fallen out rather unto the furtherance of the gospel." That's the key verse, verse 12. Verse 13, "So that my bonds in Hamashiach Yahushua are manifest in all the palace, and in all other places." Verse 14, "And many of the brethren in the Lord, waxing confident by my bonds, are much more bold to speak the word without fear," which is key. I'll break it down when I'm done. So verse 15, "Some indeed preach Hamashiach Yahushua, even with envy and strife, and some also of goodwill." So of course that's the key part right there. Well, not the key part, but rather the main point is, as we preach, you know, Yahushua, Paul was pretty much saying that some actually preach with envy and strife. You know, some with envy against Yahushua, you know, in terms of his status, you know, having all those vain thoughts, unrighteous thoughts against him. That's the thing. And that's probably the other camps as well. And obviously, being part of Great Millstone, you're supposed to preach out of goodwill, man. You've got to be wanting it to actually preach unto Israel. You gotta have that inner desire, which obviously Yahweh Shai blesses you, you know, to preach unto Israel, unto Israelites pretty much, to wake them up. It's the main intention of us being on this earth right now, in this moment in time. So, let me read the key part actually. Let me read verse 10. It says, 1 Philippians chapter 1 verse 10, "That ye may approve things that are excellent, that ye may be sincere and without offense to the day of Hamashiach Yahushua." So of course, until the day of salvation, where we're going to actually meet Yahushua, Yahweh Tazar, the thing is, we're supposed to endure until that point. Wait, let me read it again. It says that ye may approve things that are excellent, that ye may be sincere. So of course when preaching we've got to be honest now. Hence why living the lifestyle is also essential too. So that we actively implement what we study upon our lives. You know? I'll get a few more precepts too. But yeah, that's another key verse as well. It says, being filled with the fruits of righteousness, which are by Yahweh HaMashiach, unto the praise of Yahweh, the Most High. So of course, verse 11 is talking about the fact that we've got to be filled with the fruits of the Spirit. That's literally it. And we know if we go into Galatians 6, it talks about sowing to the Spirit, or Galatians 5 talking about the fact that we've got to be sowing to the Spirit, also having the fruits of the Spirit too, which is essential. So, let me get, what was I going to get? I got distracted a little. So, let me get, Galatians, yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Yeah, man, the fruits of the Spirit is the priority right there. And it was linking back to the topic as well, which I said was, remember our thoughts are higher than theirs, or roughly, I think I've named it, our thought process is higher than theirs. What it really means is, as we have standards and priorities for ourselves, in terms of serving Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, the thing is we need to make sure that the things of the world don't hinder us as well, when also fulfilling these prophecies. That's what we need to know. That's what we need to actually constantly remind ourselves. So let me get this. I'm still looking for Galatians. Right. And this is Galatians chapter 6, verse 8. It says, for he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption, but he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting. And let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. As we have therefore opportunity, let us do good unto all men, especially unto them who are of the household of faith. It says ye, oh, how you doing, bro? It's too hot today. Huh? Sorry. How you doing? Why are you fighting?
What's up? How's your day though?
Well, why are you fighting for?
I don't know. It's a guy that is trying to prep me with a boat.
Huh?
The guy was trying to prep me with a boat.
Oh, it was in the night?
No, this is like 20 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago. I filmed myself in it.
Oh. It's getting rough there. Huh? Yeah, sorry. I need to get to it.
Aaron Dawes.
No, that's not his name. That's not his name. Yahweh Shai is his name.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't I tell you before? Yahweh is his name, then Yahweh Shai is his name. Yeah. Since I'm recording, I don't want you to, show off your name. Yeah, you good though?
Yeah.
Cool.
So,
Huh?
How long is this you preaching? That preaching? Where's your friend? Where's your fellowship?
Normally either Thursdays or another day.
It's always Thursdays, isn't it? It's always Thursdays, isn't it?
I go to Burgess Park innit to preach. Yeah, but for me this one's my own. This is like my own camp. Well, not my own camp, but rather this is why I preach on my own, innit? Yeah. You good though?
Yeah, my lips burn.
Your lips?
I burnt my lip.
You want water?
No, I add water.
Huh?
I add water. I down it in one go.
Oh, do you want another one?
Yes, please.
Yeah, let me just, but I need to get to this thing because it's still recording. Yeah, man. Cool. I'll see you later. Jake be onto something else. Jake be onto something else. Well, look, just look. Jake be onto something else. What the flip, man? Anyways, let me pattern on. Salaki. Jake be onto something else. And that's the thing, man. All these lot, because the things I met that brother, you know, I don't wanna talk too much, but I met that brother as well. You know, when he was I don't even know if I should say it. But you know what, I'll say it since I'm already on it. Everything for the edification. But I met that brother when he was homeless, innit? So that's why he recognized me and he came. At the same time, you know, when he told them about the names, not every so-called Israelite is actually going to recognize. That's the thing. He's actually going to commit or show that level of faith where they actually take it seriously. You know, some of them are just wanting money as well. That's the thing. So obviously we all got to be careful who you tell the truth as well. Which is another thing linking to the higher thought process. And the thing is, you got to have that ability to discern who to actually tell the truth to. Because most of the Israelites who you tell, they could probably just be certified two-thirds. Which means it will be a waste of time. And you don't want to waste your time in this truth as well. The people of the world, they tend to also waste your time as well, depending on how invested into the world they are. Now, I was going to read the scripture. Yeah, come on. So, Galatians 6 verse 8 says, "For he that soweth to the flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption, but he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting." And what we see, life everlasting, which is through the kingdom of Yahushua. That's what we truly see, man. That's the thing. Life everlasting, which means you don't really die. You don't die. Not even, you don't really. You don't die. That's eternal life. That's essentially what it is. So verse 10, it says, "As we have therefore opportunity, let us do good unto all men, especially unto them who are of the household of faith." And as we know, those of the household of faith, those are the same ones who are doing the same works as you. Your brothers in the truth. Going out there in the highways, the marketplaces, whatever location of which they preach at, the things they're doing the works. Those are your brothers right there. That's the thing. So it says, as we therefore opportunity. So of course it is an opportunity that Yahweh Shem Yahushua has given us in order to serve him. To be a servant of, to be his servant really. That's the thing, that's an opportunity right there. That's a privilege as well. So that's why we can't take this duty of ours lightly. That's why it's important to preach, read the scriptures, and obviously get that understanding in order to break down to Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. So let me get the next one. Right, let me get John. Jake's on serious. If you heard him, he said he was going into a fight. That's the thing, in this time, when you getting into a fight, just roaming around. See, this is why we need Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because you know, our spirits of vengeance, as they start roaming around, start increasing, we're going to need that spiritual protection as well. That's what we're going to need. So let me get 15. St. John 15. this is why things our thought process is higher as well. But the thing is, Yahushua has chosen us out of the world. Now let me read it. This is St. John, chapter 15, verse 19. Actually, verse 18. I'll read from there. It says, "If the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you." Verse 19. "If ye were of the world would love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you." So of course it's pretty clear that as Yahushua has chosen us out of the world, the same hate of which the world had for him is the same hate that's going to be directed towards us as well. Hence why the thing is, when we talk about certain topics, such as the woman being subservient to her husband, to worldly people, they then go against what you're saying. They then get triggered as well. And some of them got demons too, the heathens and 2/3 as well. They got demons on them. That's why you also got to be careful who you tell. You got to have that ability. You got to build up that ability to discern who to actually tell the truth to. That's the point. Now, let me get because of the fact that Yahushua chose us out of the world, that's why our thinking process is way higher than those who are truly too much invested into the world. So it's like think of it this way: the world is like mud, and then you got a pearl which Yahushua creates. The pearl is you who's received this truth as well. So the thing is, you being a pearl in your past before you came into the truth, the thing is you were stuck within that mud. Then obviously Yahushua came and then pretty much cleared off all the mud and took you away from the mud. That's basically the process that we're going through. And we're still getting cleaned up as we speak as well, as I speak right now. In this moment in time, we're still getting cleaned up. That's the thing, that's why we've got to constantly study, we've got to constantly preach unto Israel, constantly wake them up. And constantly watch out for the prophecies to come out too. And speaking of prophecies as well, Esau might go for the next cycle again as well. He probably will, for being real. When I say next cycle, for the Jews, for this August, September as well, he might go for that next cycle because we know winter's coming. People are going to start coughing, sneezing, and the symptoms from the Jews as well, that might start popping out as well. That's the thing, you've got the monkeypox thing going on. Or Esau might even get a whole gathering of these events to happen, multiple to happen at once. But you never know, we just got to watch out for these things. Now let me get the next scripture. So yeah, that's why we got to be careful. And also know that we're special, but at the same time we're not special. We're special in the eyes of Yahweh Shem Shai, but at the same time, as we know, I think in Matthew, John really said that Yahweh, the Most High, could raise up servants, to be loyal to him, to be more pleasant servants to him, basically. To be better servants than the Israelites right now. Which is why we've got to stay humble. Because at any moment, Yahweh, he has the power, to raise up more servants, better servants than ourselves. That's why we've got to stay humble, and also still knowing the fact that you're also special as well, because Yahweh chose you, to retain this knowledge and preach it. Alright, let me get the next one. I need to make another video too, a whole separate video. The thing is, when you're preaching, when you try to test Jake, you have conversations with Jake, or it could be Eve as well, or even heathens, which is pretty much a waste of time anyways. But mainly the priorities with Jake. So the thing is, when we try to preach onto them or discuss with them about certain topics, as I mentioned, about the woman being subservient to the man, that's the way she's supposed to be. And obviously a young woman finding a man that's worthy to be a husband, of course this society ain't oriented towards that. The thing is, they will then bring another argument like, okay, cool, what about your mother? Fine, let me check if it's still recording. If it's not recording, yeah, this shit might cut off soon, but I might just do it as a final point. Speaking of priorities, as we know, having that higher process as well, higher thought process, we know that we have priorities. And one of those priorities as well, we've got to make sure that we fulfill it. And you know, being in this world, we have hindrances that also try to stop us from doing the works of Yahweh Hashem Yahshai. One of those hindrances as well being women. So, getting into the point that I was trying to make, because the fact that when you make this type of point about them being subservient to their man, to their husband, the thing is they didn't try and resist and then make another point and say, okay, cool, is that how you think of with your mother? So that I'm going to get to as well. I might even make a separate video on it. But the thing is, if you really look at the purpose of why the woman was created, this is why. We get into Genesis chapter 2. The true purpose, man, of which they faded away from right now. Nah, let's good. Genesis 2. Yeah, fine, let me get. This is Genesis 2, verse 18. It says, and the Lord God, Yahweh, said, it is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him a helper, a help meet for him. So look here, because you know sometimes the words don't can't read the words properly because you know sometimes the shapes are weird. I've got the old version of the scriptures, you know, 1611. But yeah. Anyways, let me try and read it again. So look here if I butcher it a little bit. So look here. But I'll read it again. This is Genesis 2, verse 18. The reason why the woman was created. The purpose here, just like the way we have a purpose here right now on the earth to serve Yahweh Hashem Yahshua. This is her purpose right now. The main intention. Genesis 2, verse 18 says, and the Lord God Yahweh said, it is not good that the man should be alone. I'll make him a help meet for him. A helper meet for him. Basically, someone to help, to be of assistance. So, the point being is that he made the woman to help the man. That's essentially it. So, the thing is, that's that there. That's the main point right there. That's the main intention, the main purpose made right there. So then going on, if you go to, okay, cool. Now that we know the main purpose, let me add another precept in order to support that too. How should a young woman be? So I'm going to deal with the ones, and the thing is, there's a difference as well between a woman you can lay with and your own mother. That's the thing. There are different degrees of value. Your mother is of a higher value than the one you could potentially have a wife with or be a concubine with. I mean, have a concubine. Akim know what I mean in this, but yeah. Brothers know what I mean. Yeah, let me get to Titus. Show the role. You know, women think that, especially the ones that are young,